Good morning, my pretties. Happy Halloween. I hope you're ready for the festivities today. We're going to have a little bit of fun. The veil is thinning in between the land of the living and the dead. There may be a few extra bumps in the night this evening. Please keep an eye on your little ghosts, ghouls, and goblins tonight as you're walking them around to get candy and treats. And don't forget your little witch here on her own channel. She likes chocolates and candy too. So, let's get on with the show, shall we?
Sorry about that, Neil. Do the whole stream. Oh, I can't. Oh, it takes a toll on my voice. You may hear it again later on tonight, though. So I have a Tranime, a Rhetorical, a Neilk, a Doubting Tommy, a Sir Wolfie, a Callie, a Tailed Feature. Let me see here. All in my chat so far. Good morning, everybody. Yes, it is Halloween. It is time for us to get those of us who have children ready for the festivities this evening, knocking on doors, tricking or treating. I love Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And something happens to Reese's Peanut Butter Cups when they make them in those little pumpkin shapes, because I think they become crack in a pack. Oh, yes, it is. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the original radio play of the War of the Worlds from 1938. Morning and happy Halloween, No Name. How are you doing this morning? Morning, Penina. You're watching on my big TV. Oh, cool. We will have everything set up. Zeph made the waiting room card as well as the thumbnail, so that's a little extra treat for you guys this evening. Morning, Dark Art. Let me see. Yesterday, I found myself on the Politipod stream where we were talking about this, that, and the other. There was also some drama on Twitter, but what else is new? Some people are, they have a habit of sticking their nose where they don't belong. They need to stick it elsewhere, like in their own business, and keep it there and leave people alone. But, Morning, Jason. How's it going? So let's see here. So we have this one. And let me take this. So let's get into the one thing that everybody is wanting to know about. Boom, boom. Here we are. Alright, first thing on everybody's lips this morning is the indictment. And that is Mr. Papadopoulos. So let's go ahead and get into this news, right? We're talking about the indictment of the Trump aides. So, seems that aides during the campaign were trying to keep Trump out of the loop. And in so doing, they got themselves in a ton of hot water, which usually happens when you're trying to sneak around not getting anybody in trouble. You wind up getting in trouble when you eventually get caught. We're going to start with Mr. Papadopoulos. Mr. George. He lied to the FBI when he was asked about the contacts at the beginning of the investigation, which started him on his path of trouble. The investigation is trying to answer two questions. Did Russia try to sway the election? And did Trump's campaign know about this swaying that was happening behind the scenes? An unnamed professor teased Papadopoulos with the Clinton emails, hoping to cast Clinton in a negative light and bait Papadopoulos out. Said professor also claimed that he had connections to the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which would have put Trump in a bad spot if everything would have worked out. Papadopoulos emailed the policy advisor. Let's scroll up here. Have some interesting messages coming in from Moscow about a trip when the time is right. Papadopoulos, however, was arrested in July and has been subjected to multiple interviews by authorities since his arrest. He's been ordered not to contact any other Trump officials. He can't travel abroad. And in a plea bargain, he admitted that he informed Trump and other top national security officials during a meeting that he'd had contact with intermediaries with the Russian government. I already got you covered, honey. It's in the description. I'm about to shout you out at the late. I forgot to. That's all right. I got you, Penina. I got you. These intermediaries could set up a meeting between Putin and Trump, and Sessions didn't like this information and said he would prefer it not be spoken of. In other words, shh, hush, 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 hush. Papadopoulos is the most amusing name I've ever heard. Yeah, me too. You can tell what kind of weather we're having this morning at my house, huh? I can't breathe this morning. But the news must go on. Sorry about that. Let me see. This brings back memories of the story of Trump Jr. and his meeting where a woman promised important information about Clinton in 2016. Sarah Huckabee, however, states that Papadopoulos' role was, quote, extremely limited and no activity was ever done in an official capacity on behalf of the campaign. We'll see about that. What is not clear is how much contact Mr. P had with campaign officials. He was only in attendance in one foreign policy advisory board meeting in which Trump was present. And also he was based in London at the time all these meetings were going down. I know, I paused myself, Mitch. I am going to try and stop coughing because, hacking up a lung on stream is not very professional. Papadopoulos is still awaiting his sentencing. He is the first to await sentencing during this whole start of this debacle. Hey, thanks. Let me see. Gates and Manafort are now under house arrest. They are accused of funneling payments through foreign companies and bank accounts through their private counsel work in the Ukraine. Morning, fuckwad. Hi, Ericor. He pleaded not guilty to any collusion having to do with Trump, and they can't find a direct link between the work they did and Trump's campaign. So that link still hasn't been, made concrete. They still haven't made any kind of correlation in between the two. Zombie costume effect. Yeah, disembodied. Yeah, it might. Just might. Alright, so that's what we've got so far. And I had to piece that from 2 different articles because there is a lot coming out now. So as this stuff happens, there's always going to be more and more information coming out that has to be correlated and confirmed before I release it and tell anybody in a news show. Just in case you're wondering why any of your friends in the Northeast have not been in contact, they're facing power outages due to hurricane-force wind gusts which ripped through New England last night, bringing with them torrential rains. Over 1.5 million people woke to find that they had no electricity. As of this morning, there's 840,000 customers still in the dark. Trees were toppled. No serious injuries have been reported so far, thank goodness. Massachusetts clocked winds at 130 miles an hour. Maine lost power to nearly 500,000 homes, breaking a record from an ice storm in 1998. New Hampshire had 450,000 customers without electricity, and the customers have been told they may have no power for up to a week up in Maine. Morning, Fen. How are you? What the fuck is snowing on Halloween? Morning, all. Well, it's not snowing here. So, so we've got that there. Prayers and well wishes and happy thoughts are going out to everybody in the Northeast that's recovering over that. And remember that missile test that they said they were going to have to find another spot for in North Korea? Well, there's 200 dead in a tunnel collapse there. And they're expecting more casualties. There have been more collapses reported. Total number of collapses has not been confirmed as of yet, so we're still waiting on the total number of tunnel collapses. The latest missile test, the one back in September, has destabilized the region used for testing. September 3rd test caused a 6.3 magnitude man-made quake. The second quake on the 23rd of September measured 3.1 on the Richter scale, and that is what indicated a tunnel collapse. Seoul and Beijing, because of Kim Jong-un's continued testing, have come to an agreement and will move beyond the standoff due to the deployment of the THAAD system in South Korea, meaning China is no longer going to give South Korea and the U.S. a hard time about the THAAD missile system that is now in Korea. To me, it's about time. For those of you that like to watch the House of Cards, I have sad news. House of Cards is canceled due to the whole Kevin Spacey controversy. Netflix has pulled the plug on Spacey's hit show, which is part of the fallout from the allegations he has received about sexually assaulting a 14-year-old boy. However, this decision was made months ago to end the series initially, so this just sped up the cancellation of the series as a whole. Spacey is the latest in a long line of sexual assault allegations to come out of Hollywood. We all know about Weinstein and others as well that have been accused of sexual assault, sexual molestation, and things of that nature. So that is the news. And now I am going to mute myself because we are going to try the weather today.
Thanks for checking in as we take a look at your national coast-to-coast forecast. I'm meteorologist Todd Nelson. Happy Halloween. Hopefully you're doing okay and enjoying the end of October. Of course, today is the last day of October. We do have some spooky cold temperatures across much of the nation and then some eerie snow potential across the northern tier of the nation as well. And that's where we'll start you off with today. Blue colors indicate winter storm watches. Winter storm warnings continue for parts of south central Montana. Winter weather advisories across the Colorado Rockies. And then, of course, in the Arrowhead of Minnesota, the UP of Michigan, we have some winter weather headlines there as well for some upcoming snow potential. Minneapolis by tomorrow morning could actually have about an inch of snow more as you get into the Arrowhead of Minnesota. And then some of the heaviest tallies will be found in the high elevations, the mountains and the passes from northwestern Wyoming into western Montana and even in Idaho. Look at how cold it is for much of the nation, though, on this Halloween. Of course, many locations here today will be good 15 to 20 degrees below average. Likely to need that extra layer into the Halloween costumes for the little ones as they head out and about. Minneapolis, one of the cold spots at 35, 42 only in Chicago, and then 57 for friends in Dallas. So there we have that big trough of low pressure swinging through the central U.S., allowing temperatures to remain quite cool. And then through the first part of November from the Midwest to the West Coast will be cooler than average, but we're getting indications that from the southern plains to the East Coast will be warming up during that point. All right, watching an upcoming severe threat, more so tomorrow out near Houston and the coastal bend of Texas, and then maybe a few more thunderstorms on Thursday, including the middle Mississippi Valley there. But your shower and thunderstorm activity is going to be a little bit farther south on the southern side of this trough, and then that cooler air will be allowed to bring in some snowfall to the far north. Again, accumulating snow for the Rockies and, of course, the Midwest through midweek here before we see things kind of wind down. But precip valleys a little bit heavier down to the south. Have a good one.
You may have to drive to the equator. Swing by Georgia, pick me up. I'll go with you because it's already getting cold. Seeing how winter is starting. Oh, I've got a Batman in my chat that just popped in. Morning, Batman. How are you doing this morning? And we have a Futter. Morning, Futter. As winter is approaching here in the south, this old 1950-something house has given me once again that yearly choice. Do I want heat and no coffee, or do I want coffee and no heat? Well, this morning I had coffee with no heat, and now I have heat with no coffee as I'm doing the news for you guys. So, because the junction box can't handle both at the same time with the computer going and everything, and I need my coffee, and then I need my heat. So, that's the way I'm working it. Hey, Bruce, the Batman. You will notice that Super Chat is turned off. That is because this evening, mentally unhinged female, oh good lord. That is because I am gearing up for this evening, and I'm wondering why the Nightbot has not shilled my Streamlabs link, which is getting me a little frustrated. Because tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Old Time Radio Theater is airing the full radio play of The War of the Worlds. It will be on this channel, and I will have a couple of guests with me. We're going to have some fun listening to the entire thing in its entirety. We're going to have, morning, Lou. We're going to have little bits of trivia and history along the way, because we all know it happened in 1938. Yep, and it is keeping me very warm. We all know that the War of the Worlds happened on October 30th, 1938. And that was during the Great Depression. Well, 1938 was at the tail end of the Depression when things were on a slow uptick. But a recession happened due to the New Deal going through, which once again threatened to dip them into a mini depression before coming out of it again. Morning, CT. This means during 1929 and to 1939, people were looking for anything from the distraction of, their unemployment and food lines and, soup kitchens and things of that nature. So, what is your problem, Futter? Somebody triggered Futter. Jesus. Somebody needs to shoot him with a tranquilizer dart or something. So, between the 1929 to 1939, it was known as the Golden Age of Radio, where you could find such radio shows from mysteries like Suspense and the Black... Let me see. I'm trying to think, because I have listened to so many of them. Richard Diamond, Boston Blackie, Broadway My Beat, to tales of suspense like The Whistler, The Traveler, and also a show called Suspense. And also superhero radio shows like Superman, the Green Lantern, not the Green Lantern, Superman, the Green Hornet, and others. I love these radio shows. I fell in love with them, and I would like to share them with you. So that is why we're having a special airing of the War of the Worlds this evening. And also, you triggered yourself, good Lord. And also, the Old Time Radio Theater is going to come back to Sundays on its regular schedule at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and run for either an hour and a half or 2 hours, depending on how long the radio shows run and how long the guests kind of talk over the radio show and stuff. Because we do discussions and we do comment on the shows that we're listening to. So there is that. So I hope you guys will enjoy it when I bring it back. Always remember that I do take... There's my live stream stuff. Yay, it's working. Alright, always remember that I do take requests for radio shows you want to listen to, and if you tip any of the streams with your request will be at the top of the queue, meaning your requests will take priority over any other requests. Also, patron requests take priority over tip requests. So that is the way I am doing it. So, tonight, live stream announcements. Rhetorical Sunrise, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Kumite is starting in about 9 minutes. That would be on Tonkasaw's channel. He also runs that Monday through Friday. Jason's having his pub at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our own Penina Plays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She's playing Cuphead, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She switches to South Park Fractured But Whole. And Lords of the Night is on Scribe Light's channel tonight, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, God, with the Christmas music. Can we have a turkey first before we start, playing Christmas reruns? Christmas music. Can we please? Morning, Nidge. Ooh, sometime. I already ran one episode of the Shadow, so I will probably do that again. We're planning on making one radio show the staple. And then the other shows we're going to rotate in and out. I think our first main staple show is either going to be, it's a toss-up between the Shadow and the Green Hornet. So we're thinking about, one regular one and a couple of ones we rotate in and out. So, let me see. What do we got in the chat this morning? No, Thanksgiving is part of the holiday season. Okay, look. as far as Christmas is concerned, a lot of people call me a Scrooge. And this is my whole thing on the Christmas issue. Let me have my stinking turkey first. Let me enjoy my Halloween first. Let me get the turkey down my throat first. Then you can do Christmas music after Thanksgiving, not before. I don't want to see any Christmas shit during Halloween. I don't want to see any of that junk before, after Thanksgiving. You can play all the Christmas crap you want after Thanksgiving. I'm not going to listen to it, but you can play all the Christmas crap you want after Thanksgiving. I won't say a word if I hear it. But I don't want to hear no Christmas crap when I haven't even gone trick-or-treating yet. Seriously. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. Just wait till we start doing Christmas in July. I'm going to be out there with a protest sign going, keep Christmas in December. Trying to make a... Oh, I just realized that losing my home has resulted in the first year without my goddamn crappy family. Oh, that is an amazing holiday gift. Oh my god. I do harm for Christmas. I do ham for Christmas. See, for Christmas, I go completely Cuban. I do roast pork, black beans and rice, fried plantains, yuca. I even make the little mojo sauce to go on top of the yuca. I make bread pudding, rice pudding, flan. I do the whole spread for Christmas. And hopefully next year, when we're in our own apartment, we will be, I will be doing that on a yearly basis. Callie, where is your Christmas spirit? Locked in a closet till after Thanksgiving. That's where my Christmas spirit is. It's locked in a closet till after Thanksgiving. Because right now, I want to enjoy Halloween. I want to enjoy the Halloween decorations. All the scary stories people tend to do on Halloween. And so on and so forth. I want to have fun. I go completely Cuban, whole box of cigars, and the mental image was Bender. Oh! So, we're still doing the Magnus Deacon thing. Let me get the link out there. And go ahead and read it. This thing is glitching, but it always glitches at least once a stream, I guess, right? It wouldn't be a stream without one technical difficulty. Being a professional driver has its demands, but when you're an owner-operator like Deacon, you're also responsible for fuel and any repairs when your truck needs them, and that's the rough spot where our beloved Magnus is in right now. He had to make repairs to the tune of $12,000 on his rig, leaving him in the hole financially. He can get a loan, but he's about $2,500 short of reaching the point where he can get one. His truck is also his home where he eats, sleeps, and streams with Wren, Red Robot, and others. Remember, it's truckers that deliver to your grocery, electronic, and mega stores. They make sure we have what we need every day, so it's time we give back to them by helping one who needs a hand up. Stop appropriating my Irish culture. I can appropriate it. I can appropriate it all I want. Because everybody, then... So there. Yeah. So y'all got stuck in 2017. Alright, so... We've got all that done, and this done. Wouldn't going Cuban mean communism? No, going Cuban means roast pork and black beans and rice and all that stuff, futter. So, yeah. Mine is the day of the harvest. Many of you may or may not be familiar with the season in which Halloween came from, thanks to the Catholic Church stealing from other religions. In the pagan religion, this is the time of year where Samhain happens, where the thinning of the veil between the living and the dead happens, where many of us remember our ancestors and those who came before us who have passed. This is a pagan ceremony. I think it's called an Esbit or a Sabbat. I think it's called a Sabbat, if I remember correctly. Jack-o'-lanterns were actually carved and put outside to scare away evil spirits. And that is where we got our jack-o'-lanterns from. We would also dress up. The costumes that you see today are a throwback from when pagans would dress up also to scare the evil spirits away. But mainly Samhain, during this time of year for pagans, is a time of reflection, remembrance, and reverence. Bowl of kitty kibble. Exactly. It is a day we have a silent dinner for those we lost during the year. Yep, remembrance and reverence for those who have passed. So that is the truth behind our Halloween. Yep, that is why the veil is so thin. It was a night when dead could feast and celebrate with the living too. Right? Exactly. If there's 20 people watching, I need more than 5 likes. I hate talking about stupid shit. Well, Catholics appropriated a lot from the pagan culture, and I've had to tell a lot of people that because they did what they did because they were trying to bring non-Christian religions into the Catholic Church in order to convert them. And it worked in some cases, but in many cases it didn't. And so there you have it. I'm not particularly fond of the Catholic religion for what it did. If y'all like Halloween, you're welcome. But there you are. So, let's see here. Oh, yeah. I forgot something.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
Alright, here we go. We got a couple of things to go through. Let me get this weekday thing out of the way. And the Halloween thing out of the way. Alright, so recommended views. Dang it. For some strange reason I can't read this morning. I can't breathe this morning. I cannot brief. Okay, here we go. Damn it. One of these days I'm going to get this right. Seriously. Okay, first one on the list is A Helping Hand. He starts the video out saying that he needs help. He's got a major project in the works and he needs a few extra hands to help him with it. So, but the actual video is original horror fiction that he wrote, written by Mr. Creepypasta by the name of Proxy. This is a very, very chilling tale, especially the way Mr. Creepypasta reads it, so please check that out. Anime Renee has her own bit of creepypasta by the name of The Rotted Man. It's a very eerie kind of poem. I listened to it this morning and it was very, very, excuse me, morning Wikipedia. It was very, very well done. Witches, the scariest comic ever. Complete story by the comic historians. All these have a Halloween theme. They're spooky. He reads the comic book from beginning to end, and it is rather creepy. Very, very creepy indeed. We round off with our own inane dragon trying to teach someone about micro and macro evolution of Christian sophistry. Very interesting watch. Please check that out. And now we have our fun. If my voice holds out. Apparently this is a wine bottle holder. I was way off. Homeschooled Christians gangsters be like swear words. Gentleman's tip. She likes surprises. Not the finger in the ass without permission kind, but the flowers or heels are always nice. When the toilet paper shifts mid-wipe and you drag your finger through Mud Valley. Ooh. Okay. Remind me in Discord and I'll tweet it out for you. Don't put lights on a palm tree! I don't like the term anal bleaching. I prefer changing your ringtone. Ugh. Oof. I'm confident my last words will be, are you fucking kidding me? It only takes one slow-walking person in the grocery store to destroy the illusion that I'm a nice person. I hold my pinky finger out while sucking dick because I'm a fucking lady. When I offered to wash your back, all you have to say is yes or no. Not all this who are you and how did you get in here nonsense. When your phone stops autocorrecting curse words and starts suggesting them. I've reached that age where my brain goes from, you probably shouldn't say that, to, nah, what the hell, let's see what happens. I guess I like you more than the rest of these insufferable shits. Well, that's one way of putting it, I guess. Sometimes you just need to go for a ride to clear your head. Oh, that's just wrong on so many levels. Just speed up a bit. You got this. And hold on there, you fucktard anal flap. Did you just go full throttle twat waffle? And that is the fun for the evening. So, since at the last minute, once again, my nephew has asked for a ride, I tried to put as much conversation as I possibly could in the show. I will see you in Discord when I get back. May your coffee ever flow. May your caffeine be ever strong. And may you have a harrowing, horror, and suspense-filled Halloween.
Good day to everybody.